So what are the best profiting items I sold on eBay in 2021? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Okay, so the first one out of the 13 that I'm going to share with you are from this past year, which was 2021. And I'm showing you 13 because I couldn't leave this one out. And I'm not going to be showing you all of the ones that sold for the best profit, just because I picked and chose which ones I thought were more appropriate for items that you might be able to find out in the wild a little bit easier. Some of them are one-offs that are going to be a lot harder to find, so I kind of left some of them out. So the ones I'm going to be showing you are going to be ones that you should be able to find out in thrift stores, yard sales, anywhere that you go, estate sales, auctions. So let's jump right in. This first one is a Connects roller coaster play set, and it's from 1995. And I bought this one at a thrift store for $8.70, and I sold it for $139.95. Now, the items that I'm showing you on the screen are from some other seller that has it up for sale or that they have sold it for, because these are back from January, February, March, and eBay doesn't keep the records any farther than 3 months back, except for Terapeak Research, which does not have clickable links on it. So anyway, we are using somebody else's images. These are not my images, except when we get to the later months like October, November, December. So for now, this one is another person's listing, and it again, I sold mine for $139.95 with free shipping, and my profit on this after eBay fees, shipping, and ad fees was $91.22. This is definitely something you can find out in the wild. Mine was open box. It wasn't brand new, but it had a lot of parts that were in Ziploc bags and all sorted and nicely done. So this one for me took 1 month to sell. This next one is a Michael Hoban American flag leather jacket, and it has USA on the sleeves. It's a really nice looking jacket. This one I paid $20 for. I'm pretty sure it was at a yard sale, and I sold it for $89.95 plus $12.50 in shipping. So they paid $102.45. My profit after eBay fees, taxes, ad fees, that type of thing, shipping was $55.75. Now, this is definitely something you can look for. Leather jackets will sell, especially Harley Davidson ones, but they have to be a little more unique, and they can't just be plain leather jackets, which some people have luck selling plain leather jackets, but I don't buy them anymore. I used to, and they actually they hung on my rack for quite a while. So now I only buy ones that have these special markings on them, like this one in particular. Nice big flag on the back. So something to keep an eye out for. It took me about 4 months to sell mine. The next one is a piece of artwork. It is a reproduction of a Degas Spanish dancer, a ballet lady, and it's a resin sculpture, and mine sold for $182.04. That's with shipping. So the buyer actually paid $160 plus $22.04 in shipping, so a total of $182. I paid $30 for it at an auction, an online auction. So sometimes you have to pay upwards a little bit to get a higher priced item. And this one profited me $111, even after spending $30 on it. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit more if you run comps. Make sure you do your research before you buy it and before you pay upwards on it. This next one is a burwood piece of plastic. Basically, it's plastic. And It's a wall hanging back from the 70s, and this is a seascape. Seascapes and nautical stuff does well most of the time, but you do have to do your research. I paid $1.50 for one at a yard sale, and it ended up selling for $89.95 plus shipping, which was $13.50 for a total of $103.45. That's what the buyer paid. And my profit on this was $78.76 after eBay fees and shipping. It took 6 months to sell, but it was worth the wait. This next one is golf clubs. Everybody knows that certain golf clubs are worth money, and I knew nothing about golf clubs, but I started listening to the Bearded Thrifter. I think that's his name, Bearded Thrifter, and he sells a lot of golf clubs and fishing supplies. So if you're interested, he can give you lots of details, but some of the golf clubs are definitely worth stopping and looking at, and if they're in really good condition, then you might want to look them up. Like, for example, Ping and TaylorMade. I found these at a thrift store. They had just put them out while I was in the neighborhood, and I ran over there real quick and picked them up. And while I was looking at all of them, a guy came up and wanted to look at them too, and I would not give him much room because I was there first, and I ended up buying all of them that they put out, because they put out these Ping ones, they put out a set of Nike ones, which were really worth a good amount of money. And this one I paid $15 for. The set that I had was 4 through 9 irons, and I sold for $126.95 plus shipping was $23.40. So it sold for $150.35. My profit on them was $106.49. Again, this is not my listing that you see up on the screen, but it's very similar to what I had to offer. And it took 2 weeks to sell. So golf clubs are definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. They can be worth some good money. Just look them up because not all of them are. The next one, this one's a Bali Barong. I didn't have any eBay listings that I could find for this, and this sold back in May, so I couldn't find any eBay listings. So I pulled up this pick click image, and it's a lion. And anything that's hand carved art like sculpture, you might want to look for markings on it and see if it's worth anything. This one I paid $8 for at a yard sale, and I bought all that she had there for $8 a piece and sold every last one of them for good money. This one sold for $79.99. It was the last one I had to sell. It took a little bit longer than the other ones. The other ones were masks that you hang on the wall. So apparently masks do better than tabletop sculptures, and which they paid shipping on it. So they paid $17.20 in shipping. The total that they paid was $97.19, almost $100 for the sculpture. So after shipping and fees, I profited $62.95 on this. This one did take about 7 months to sell. The other ones didn't take that long. They took maybe 2 months. The next one you have to look out for is the Big E Levi's jackets and jeans, actually. Big E is, let me see if I can pull up a picture here. This one is not in the best shape, and it's still sold for $320. But see the Big E here? Normally on the newer Levi's tags, you'll see LEVIS all in the same letter style, but this one has the big capital E. So keep your eye out for these. I found one at a yard sale for $3, and he had ripped the sleeves off, so it had rough sleeves, and it was now a vest, and I ended up selling it for $80 plus shipping, which was $8.55. So $88.55 was the total he paid. My profit on it was $66.24. Definitely want to keep an eye out for the Biggie Levi's, whether it's jackets or jeans. This next one is a Raleigh Hidos mat, Raleigh leather case and camera filters. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but this is made in Germany and it's camera parts, and it's definitely worth looking up because I paid $1 for this in a basket of other Raleigh parts, and I broke it up into 4 parts, 4 different sections, and I sold each of the 4 parts for at least $60 to $80 and some for over $100, and I paid $4 for the whole basket. So in the end, I paid $1 for this part with the leather case, and I sold it for $129.99 with free shipping, and shipping only cost me $3.69 on this, and I profited $111.55. This one only took 4 days to sell for that amount. So if you ever see any of these Raleigh camera parts out, please look them up. They're almost all of them are worth something. And I had a guy message me about one of the parts, and he was telling me how I was crazy to ask that amount for it, and I'll never get that, and that I should take his offer of $30, and I just ignored him because I went back and looked them all up again, and all of them were listed for $70 on up. So I'm glad I waited, because I ended up selling it real soon after that for the asking price. So keep your eye out for these. Next one is my listing. This one is a Michael Michaud picture frame, and these are dogwood flowers on it. And what he does is he travels and collects flowers that he likes, and he does molds of the flowers, and then he creates sculptures with them, and he does picture frames. Like this one was a 5x7, and he added some kind of light pink coloring to it. It's mostly gold. This one sold in 2 days for a best offer of $100. I paid $3 for it at a yard sale. I don't think they knew what they had, and they also paid shipping on it, which was $11.85. So they paid $111.85 in total. My profit on this after fees and shipping was $86.14. Keep your eye out for Michael Michaud. I had to throw this one in because Bucilla needlework kits are always something you need to keep an eye out for. And this one happened to be a Christmas one, which was a pretty good find. And there was a stack of them, but most of the kits were open, and I have a harder time selling open ones. So this one was sealed. I picked it up. I only paid $1 for it this was an estate sale, and it ended up selling for this $70 on a best offer. Plus they paid shipping, which was $5.90. So they paid $75.90 for this, and my profit on it was $60.63 for a $1 investment. Now, I don't know if you know that the little Santa mini mugs are definitely worth money. So keep your eye out for these 1959 ones. This particular style was not listed very often. I don't even remember if I seen any that were this particular style, but he kind of has a like a folded looking beard or ribbed beard, and some of them are winking and some are not, or some are on one side and some are on the other. But anyway, I found this at a holiday sale. It was like a rummage sale, and I stuck to my guns on this. I had so many offers and so many watchers on this that I just stuck to my guns. I knew I could sell it for upwards of what I was asking. I did ask about $10 more than what I wanted, and somebody did offer me $10 less, and I took it. And I paid about 50 cents for all 6 of these. So the buyer paid $70 plus $10.35 shipping. They paid $80.35 in total. My profit on this was $61.05. This next one is a Peggy Mock counterpoint sculpture. It's like a resin material, and I think the base is wood. It's a replica of a ballerina, and it's from the 1980s. And again, sculptures are something you want to keep an eye out for. Even replicas are okay. You just need to look them up and make sure that they are worth something, because I'm sure not everything is. But art pieces or replicas of famous art a lot of times can have some value to them. So I paid $2 for this. I'm pretty sure I got it at an online auction. I don't really remember. It did take about 4 months to sell. I think it was because of the shipping on it. The shipping's not cheap. That was almost another 20 bucks for the person. And they ended up paying $64.99 plus $23.60 in shipping. Their total that they paid was $88.59. My profit on this was $58.74. I wanted to show you some other, here's the masks that I was talking about earlier. These are some of the ones that were similar to what I sold for right around 80 to 120, somewhere in there, approximately $100. So overall, this year was a really good year. I'm very happy. My profits have gone up from last year, and I do have a lot more listings this year. That helps, but I'm trying to buy better items. And this next year, I'm going to focus on that again. I catch myself not buying as much of the cheap stuff that I did in the very beginning. And now I'm more focused on what's going to sell for more. And I will not buy anything if it's going to sell for less than $10. My goal is 15. Sometimes you end up buying an auction lot and you get all this other little stuff with it, and you end up listing it just because you have it and it was part of the deal. But you may have bought that auction lot for 1 or 2 particular items in it, and you get your money back and make money off of them too. And then the rest is just cushion. It's just extra. So I'm not going to not list them unless they're only worth $6 or $7. I don't even waste time with that. I usually redonate the stuff, and I'm going to be focusing on that this next year. And so I hope you liked this video. And if you did, hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you have a great new year.